So Josh has asked me to talk something about integrating ophthalmology and School of Medicine research. So first, let me tell you, I'm in the Department of Physiology with Claire and with Joe, and I still run a research lab that's focused on cytoskeletal proteins, and we have a particular interest in the relationship of the cytoskeleton to cell polarity, to cell migration. And it's actually, the proteins that we study are really crucial for the polarization of those cells in the retina that you all know so well. In fact, a number of years ago, there was a researcher named Beth Burnside who worked on this really extensively, but the research in the cytoskeleton in the retina really hasn't been that vigorous lately. And just so those of you in ophthalmology know, Penn is the best place in the world. I'm not using hyperbole, but it is the best place in the world to study the cytoskeleton. We have more cytoskeletal researchers, cytoskeletal motors, as well as polarization and migration than anyone else, and we're really the leaders in this. So if you're interested in the cytoskeletal mechanisms of the polarizations of the cells that you're so interested in, come talk to me and I can put you in touch with the right people, including people in my lab. Okay, so what we're going to talk about, what I'm going to do, I'll get you back on time. Okay, so just I want to say something about the School of Medicine research in general. So I'm the Chief Scientific Officer, and people say, well, what does that mean? I'm responsible for research and research education in the School of Medicine. And what my office does is integrates several different important parts. I think it might be easier if I do this. Important elements of research, including research space management, core facilities, awards, finance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to go into the details. So how do I actually talk about the coordination of ophthalmology to research in general? And so what I thought I would do is just give you several slides about kind of the broad strokes of how we integrate research within the School of Medicine. So within the School of Medicine, we have 10 basic science departments and 18 clinical departments. There is outstanding basic and fundamental research in the basic science departments as well as the clinical departments. Within the basic science departments, there's a great hunger for translating basic science. And people in these departments are constantly looking for connections to clinical departments. How do we actually translate the basic fundamental science that we're doing into the clinics? There is so much that the basic scientists know, so many techniques that they can bring to the table. But what they really need is the expertise and the tissue level and organismal level biology that's available in the clinical departments. So this is something that we are constantly, these are the connections that we're constantly trying to make. And I really urge people in ophthalmology as well as other clinical departments to find secondary appointments in basic science departments, as well as to look for researchers and look for opportunities to connect with the basic sciences. So a lot of this is done within the infrastructure that already exists within Penn. So Penn is a really unique space. Many of you know this, but for those of you that don't, that haven't been other places, we have this amazing ability to work across departments. The barriers to connect different departments, even different schools, are very low in the School of Medicine. And that's been intentional. So we have these centers and institutes that have been founded either organically or top-down through the dean's office in order to connect researchers from multiple domains. They've been very, very successful in so many ways. I'm not going to go through lots of details here. But if you're interested in any of these institutes, take a look at our websites and contact the leaders of these institutes because they're always looking for members. There's multiple journal clubs, multiple seminar series, et cetera. And a lot of these, even during this budget crunch, you still can get free lunch. So if you're looking for an opportunity to learn something new and get a free lunch, slice of pizza, or a ham sandwich, I'm sure you're going to find one in one of these centers and institutes. Okay, so one of the underappreciated connectors between various entities in the School of Medicine are the graduate students. So the graduate students that are here know that they have colleagues that are in many different departments, have many different types of projects. And one of the things that I really like to say is that our biomedical graduate studies students are the scientists that actually power the research. So many of the great ideas, so many of the new techniques that come to labs come through the students because they're integrated across departments and these various institutes. We talk a lot about how selective our medical school program is. Our BGS program is recruiting the very best students from across the world. Just this past year, we had something like 44,500 applicants, something like that, for 125 slots. We are able to select the very best students who really want to engage in the research enterprise. So please take advantage of these with budget crunches, I think more students are going to be available to do rotations. If you have a lab that's looking for students, please reach out to BGS. Please become involved because these are really the people that are powering the outstanding work that's done here at the school. So within the CSO office, we have an associate dean for research integration who is Lou Sislowski. His whole role is to make connections between departments, institutes, as well as schools across the university. And several programs that occur under Lou, its whole goal is to bring people together. And one of these programs is the Synergy Grant program. And we just completed our selection of Synergy Grant awardees. These are pilot grants that whole role is to connect researchers into brand new projects, connecting basic science as well as clinical departments and starting new collaborations, new synergies that didn't exist without this program. And I'm not going to go through these folks, but this year's Synergy Grant program, which included a matchmaking event. So people come together, present their research to other people, and they learn what kind of techniques and methods are available, and they make new matches and learn about what's going on in the school. This year's Synergy Grants were made possible by the Dean's Innovation Fund, which are funds that are available through a philanthropic group that wants to support basic research. And so we had 3 outstanding grants that were awarded from these 6 researchers. We also have the Dean's Distinguished Visiting Professorship. So we bring people from other schools into Penn Medicine or Penn Medicine into other schools in order to highlight the excellent work that's being done, in order to make new connections, create new synergies that didn't exist otherwise. Lou Sislowski sponsors a basic science chairs and clinical vice chairs for research meetings, so trying to bring the basic scientists again with the clinical departments. And there are several programs that occur under these meetings, including things like Best Practices T32 series. I'm not going to go through the details. So importantly, one of the really great resources here at the School of Medicine are our cores. I think these cores are so underappreciated and so underutilized that what I wanted to do is just walk you through to see what is available through the School of Medicine. So we have more than 70 core facilities spanning multiple domains: biostatistics, viruses, neurosciences, etc. And I could spend an hour going through each one of these and tell you what's going on within each of these cores. So for example, the biostatistics and bioinformatics have a range of specialties, computational as well as population health, population science, that are available to the researchers. Cells to animals, we have cores that help you culture, help you assess animal resources. We have dirty mouse cores, small animal imaging facilities, et cetera, et cetera. We have clinical and community toolbox, again, immune health, public health. Imaging and microscopy. So as the chief scientific officer, I see all recruitment packages that come through the school. And so many of these recruitment packages have things like confocal microscopes that people want dedicated to their labs. We have a cell and developmental biology microscopy core facility that is amazing. Not only is the equipment outstanding, the expertise that's available to help you do your experiments exists within the core. Most instruments sit in labs unused for a great amount of time. Why not take advantage of the core and put the investments elsewhere in the labs and take advantage of the expertise we have within these various cores? I think this microscopy core is a key example of this. We have neurosciences core, various omics cores, repository and pathology cores. We also have our cell center stock room, which all of you know about. The research instrumentation shop. How many people actually know this exists? Good, so several of you. If you want to custom design an instrument and have someone machine pieces for you, they're there. The craftsmanship that's available in this core is shocking. They can also fix equipment. So instead of throwing that centrifuge away, go talk to the research instrumentation shop. They may be actually able to repair it for you. We have virus, vectors, particles, and chemicals cores. And in addition to the standard cores, an important part of the strategic plan, the School of Medicine strategic plan, was to look for new opportunities in cores, to build new types of the next generation of instrumentation. And we recently had a call in our frontier core for new types of instrumentation or new types of services that could be provided to the community. And the one that was selected this year is this advanced core for microscope engineering. So this is being headed by Mustafa Mir. And the idea is, okay, let's say you have an imaging problem that you can't actually solve with off-the-shelf instrumentation. This core will work with you to build novel optical microscopy in order to look at the cells or look at the molecules or look at the tissues that you need. And quite a bit of funding was provided to this core, and it's really been a great success so far. There's a lot of cores here. We have a great website. Also, once a year, we have Cores Day. Once or twice a year, we have Cores Day, where the cores come and set up and take a look at what they're offering. So please take advantage of this. The next one is September 11th. It's really a great event. We also have lots of communication efforts. The School of Medicine has a research page, which I suggest everyone take a look at. So this research page not only includes what's going on in the School of Medicine, but what are the services that are available within the School of Medicine. I also want to point out that we've added a new tab to this web page called the Resources Hub. So clearly there's a lot going on in the country now with new directives from Washington, things that are changing rapidly. We created this page, this Resources Hub, to provide the most up-to-date information on how things are changing and how Penn is responding to them. So please take a look at the research page. It's in the Research Hub. The CSO office sends an email every other Friday, and at the top of this email, there's a link to this resource. So please take a look at that as they come out and pay attention to what's going on. And if you have questions, there's even a frequently asked questions tab within the Resources Hub. Finally, I just want to say something about a tool that the Vice Provost for Research has recently made available to the entire university. It's called Pivot RP. It's a subscription service. It's a web-based tool that's under the Penn Key credentials that leads you to new funding sources. So this isn't a regular list of what you put in to look for something specific. What you do is it actually uses AI and machine learning to scour the foundation awards, national awards, et cetera, that are available to find opportunities that are available to you. And so you claim and edit the research profiles. So you log in, put in your research profiles, including like your ORCID number. It'll go through and look at your abstracts and look at what you've been publishing and looks at all of the details and finds specific sponsors and funding opportunities for you. So again, the link to this is provided in the regular CSO emails. If you receive those emails and you haven't been looking at them, you've passed by this link multiple times. But please, this is a new resource that's being made available through the university. Take advantage of it, give it a try. I've been hearing great things about it and people finding new sources. And finally, I just want to give a shout out to the Penn Center for Innovation. So this is the group that's university-based that, again, is through the Vice Provost for Research Office that helps us commercialize and create IP based on the discoveries that we make in the lab. If you have a new discovery that you think is licensable or there could be good intellectual property related to it, it's never too early to contact the Penn Center for Innovation. They're very helpful. Sometimes they're a little bit slow when they're looking at very difficult contracts. But if you send them an email and you say you are interested in possible licensing or IP, they'll get back to you very quickly. So please take advantage of it. And with that, I'm done. I'm welcoming any questions if you have any, but to keep us on time, we can.
Thank you very much. If anybody has any questions, that's fine. I would just want to point out through the Penn Vision Research Center, we offer heavily subsidized uses of the electronic shop and the machine shop, along with other things, to really help you build and create and take advantage of some of these great opportunities. So I think the innovation that we need to develop really is at our fingertips.
Yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions about any of these programs that I presented, just send me an email and I'm happy to follow up.